Let's get you this update, too. Fox Business will launch a Fox Weather simulcast covering Hurricane Milton starting at 4 a.m. this Thursday morning. You're going to want to tune into that.
We are expecting another hurricane hitting. We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season.
Okay, watchdog groups like Open the Books now say Mayorkas is misleading America with more falsehoods. The Inspector General for Mayorkas' Homeland Security Department reports that FEMA is sitting on at least $8.3 billion in unused, unspent disaster money since 2012. So why is Mayorkas claiming FEMA is out of disaster funds? Look who's here from House Ways and Means, Florida Congressman Greg Steube. Congressman, you are in Florida. Your district is now under a state of emergency. Florida is still reeling from Hurricane Helene. Hundreds dead, hundreds still missing. People need help. Why is FEMA hoarding cash right when people need it most? Even the Inspector General for Homeland Security says FEMA right now could access at least $7 billion here.
I mean, it's so frustrating. I mean, Mayorkas got impeached in the House, so that tells you where the House is as it relates to Secretary Mayorkas. They care more about illegal immigrants and giving illegal immigrants housing and money than they do American citizens. That's where we are at in our country right now under the Biden-Harris administration. And it's really, really sad. My district is still recovering from Hurricane Helene. The biggest issue that we have is we have debris sitting on the side of the road from Hurricane Helene that we're not going to probably be able to get up before this next hurricane hits us, and this next hurricane's coming. Hurricane Milton's coming right at us. So people that experience a 5 to 7 foot storm surge may experience a 12-foot storm surge, and the fact that our FEMA administrator and our Secretary of Homeland Security in charge of that is ignoring the needs of Americans is very, very frustrating.
You know, what's going on here? Watchdogs are warning FEMA is running slush funds where administrations like the Biden-Harris White House can spend however it chooses. I mean, the DHS Inspector General is finding the amounts FEMA is sitting on could be 10 times higher. It could be up to, we don't know, $79 billion. I mean, they just did a fraction of the disaster declarations and auditing them and looking at it, and only audited a tenth of those disaster declarations. Again, it could be 10 times the amount they're sitting on unspent. Let's listen to Fox News' Peter Doocy confront White House Press Secretary KJP over Biden-Harris priorities on spending. Watch this.
But President Biden is fond of saying, show me your budget and I will tell you what you value. If he's got money for people in Lebanon right now, without Congress having to come back, what does it say about his values? There's not enough money right now for people in North Carolina who need it. That's not misinformation.
Wait, no, that is your whole premise of the question is misinformation, sir. What you do? Yes, it's misinformation.
Is there money to send to Lebanon right now?
I just mentioned to you that we provided more than $200 million to folks who are impacted in the area.
The president's letter is not misinformation. Would you agree?
No, the way you're asking me the question is misinformation. There is money that we are allocating to the impacted areas, and there's money there to help people who truly need it. There are survivors who need the funding, and it's there.
That you don't like misinformation.
That's what this president wants, and that's what the vice president wants. Thanks, everybody.
Whoa, she walked out. That was all, sorry, propaganda and rhetoric. They're sitting on at least $8 billion over at FEMA in unspent disaster money. Unspent disaster money. It could be 10 times that amount. They only audited 10% of the disaster declarations as of October 2022. What do you think of what's going on here, Congressman?
Well, again, it's more lies from the White House to cover up their priorities. $120 billion to Ukraine and no money from Americans that are suffering. And all you have to do is ask people in my district that just got impacted by Hurricane Helene, who are about to be impacted by Hurricane Milton, and people in North Carolina, Georgia, hey, has FEMA and the federal government been here for you? And the answer is no. So we will be much stronger under President Trump.
Congressman Steube, pleasure having you on. It's great to see you again.
Good to see you.